Whenever we met with the clients, they actually expressed that they wanted the offices to be near the entry and lobby.
Their point, I think, was that they wanted to be able to use this as kind of like an access control. As people come in, they want administrative staff to be close to the entry to be able to kind of keep an eye on the entry, I think is what.
The design process class is that. It's about a process. It covers the full sequence of events in an architectural project from project inception to design development, dealing with clients, issues of budget going into the project.
They wanted to possibly have a basketball team or swim teams. I don't know if that's something that they really insist on or not.
The need to know board is, I think, very crucial to these projects.
So maybe under assumptions.
It forces everyone concerned, professor and students, to really sort of stop and think of what they're doing. And it's a thought process board.
What would be a resource that we might look into? Think of our resources here.
The need to know board has a series of columns. The first column is facts. The second column is assumptions. The third column is questions. And then the fourth column is resources.
Are we allowed to have our runoff go into that creek that accesses other people's property?
Well,
Code should answer that.
Yeah, the code should answer that. Okay.
So that needs to be a
that's gonna be a
question.
question.
We were wondering because we are building on a slope, and we're still at the process of dealing with schematic design right now, but
See, this building was a prime example. You didn't recognize the slope just to stand out.
Today, the students visited a site that's under construction. It is adjacent to the site for our project for our class.
We cut this one over 3 feet. That's what it took to make the pad level. And that's similar to what you'll run into on a smaller scale over there.
They had formed a series of questions. They thought the site superintendent might be able to provide some answers.
Inside, each column is set on an individual footing.
And what's the size of those?
They vary anywhere from 8 foot by 8 foot by 1.5 feet thick.
The students gained a number of very specific bits of information that they can use in developing their own site plan. They're over budget right now, so that gives them some, in a sense, some limits into how they're going to approach the project.
They have to dig it out. They have to put it in.
We found that the excavation was going to be very expensive, so anything we could do would probably reduce the excavation would help our budget.
So
probably.
to not only reduce the excavation, but reduce the area that we have to backfill.
Right.
We would really like to utilize the fact that there's that 10-foot
Okay.
drop.
Use the change of grade to avoid excavation.
and that could
So-
bring back some extra money.
The skills the student gets in problem-based case learning, I think, are really sharp analytical skills.
I'm going to put one assumption up. I'm going to assume we can fix this. We can get this thing to work.
That sounds good.
They're not just learning facts and restating those facts. They have to organize their thought process and develop a way to think their way through a problem.
We had a hallway come right off